Chihiro spends his time working with his dad. He's the most famous swordsmith in the land because he makes special katanas. During his spare time, he talks to fish. Chihiro thinks it's weird, and I would too if it wasn't shown in manga. Powerful people doing weird things is normal. And when he happily tells Chihiro about his new goldfish, he's thinking, what a waste. But I'm like, bro, he's trying to teach you about your power system. Pay attention. Mr. Shiba, his dad's old friend, drops by and does a lore dump. Chihiro's dad was a hero in the Seitei War 15 years ago as a swordsmith. The swords he made ended the war. Chihiro's like, I've heard this a million times. Shiba adds, you're going to be a swordsman like your father. He's like, I've heard this before too. Shiba leaves and Chihiro declares, I'm actually trying to be a swordsman, so teach me. His father reluctantly agrees, but remarks how you're responsible for the actions of the person you sold the sword to, and advises Chihiro only to give it to someone who knows its value and use it to protect the weak. He's like, can you do that? Chihiro's like, I don't know, but I'll try. And his dad accepts that. 38 months
later,
Korogumi Yakuza are eliminating members of the anti-Korogumi movement. They let one person live and ask who else is part of it. He's like, eat me! The boss, boasting, implores, you know who's backing us, bro? Suddenly, roots start rising from the floor and a man in a suit starts walking down the stairs. He's like, thanks for the payment, but...
You might know who we are. We know who you are. Understand?
Chihiro's on the train. He's got the sick new time skip look with the cool scar. Shiba unexpectedly appears. He's like, can't you just remove that scar? Chihiro's like, yeah, but...
And I quote,
every morning I wash my face and look in the mirror. I see this scar. And I remember that day. So every day I start morning with fresh hatred.
Real shonen, real storytelling.
Shiba's like, that can't be healthy, and Chihiro's like, are you gonna stop me? They arrive. Shiba says Korogumi Yakuza run the city. Chihiro ponders if the Yakuza is connected to them. Shiba's like, they are. He's like, are you sure? He's like, not really, but it's the only lead we have. Chihiro's like, alright, we'll go, we'll talk, maybe they'll be reasonable. Shiba's doubtful after they see members of the Korogumi hung in a public display. Cut to Korogumi lower level grunts talking outside about how safe it is to be lower level grunts. Till he gets its neck sliced by a sword, so much for that. Additionally, Chihiro pulls up feet on the table and gives them the one sword style. The boss is trying to get bro to snitch when Chihiro finishes the last person outside. He calls for the guard. Shiba's like, they ain't alive, buddy. And the boss is like, what do you want?
and I quote,
I came to ask you something. And also, I can't allow slime like you to wield katana.
This is real shonen, y'all. I don't think y'all understand what I'm saying.
They begin to attack, and Shiba explains how Chihiro's father imbued his katanas with sorcery. All of them were enchanted with special powers. Chihiro draws his blade, and I'm like, I knew it. Fish powers! Chihiro's blade is the last katana his dad made. He proceeds to denji them, aka murdering a bunch of Yakuza members in the first chapter in the most brutal fashion. Shiba unties the anti-Kurogumi person, and Chihiro's like, tell me what you know, punk. He's like, you know who you're crossing? The Hishaku are insane. Chihiro's like, do I look sane to you, bro? I don't care who I have to go through. You're all going down. Shiba tries to play good cop, bad cop with Chihiro, but the boss already revealed 4 years ago the Hishaku started making moves. They're rumored to be a small group of elite sorcerers. After he tries to ask more, the boss transfigures. Shiba saves bro and checks on Chihiro. He's like,
That was a close one.
and surmises the Hishaku set up a spell that prohibits their underlings from snitching. Shiba's like, I'm going to Tokyo. Chihiro's like, bet, but he's gassed because, well, you know, homicide is hard work. Shiba's thinking it's pretty crazy he's made it this far with his limited U2 and combat experience. Flashback, because the Rokuhira home and workshop had a barrier, Shiba would know if Chihiro and his dad were ever in danger. But on that day, he was too late. When he arrived, Chihiro was beside his father's lifeless body. He explains how 3 sorcerers came out of nowhere. Chihiro peeped bad guy from chapter 1. He passed out, and when he woke up, his father was dead. During the war, his father made 6 blades, but upon the end of the war, they were gathered up and hidden in the workshop basement. Shiba notices they were stolen, but is more thankful Chihiro is okay. He recalls his father passionately describing the katana's purpose, inquiring why someone would do this to him. Shiba's like, if only I were here sooner. Then Chihiro proclaims, those titans, guys, I'll make them pay. With this new clue, he's going to use his father's lost katana to find and take out the wielders of the stolen 6 mystic katanas. With the help of Shiba, of course, who has a lead, we out.